In we go. Young Ninjas on the T side of Mirage. And Harry, take it away.
Thank you very much, Hugo. Yes, it's Young Ninjas. YN, as they're sometimes called. Yun. On care. Over here in mid. He's got his back turned. It's a typical mid setup for Navi Jr. They love doing this. If they're dealt mid-aggression, they're always good at dealing with it, but it's not mid-aggression. It's a fast A play. Fear, they're right on him. They're in his face, and they do deal with him after that first kill comes in. Now double peek in Rolf. He's going to keep himself out of the danger that Window represents. Slow old retake here for Navi Jr. Is that going to be to their advantage or to their deficit? Well, with Rolf getting that kill, chances to win this round start to slip away from you. You need to deal with the comm players, and OnCare has done a good job at that, dealing with all three. Now just ZTR left to find, still in the site. Very little time. He taps the bomb, and ZTR is going to close that round out for Young Ninjas. They get the pistol. They put that up on the board right away. And so they're going to hit the ground running here in this little grudge match series.
Yeah, explosive pistol. Good way to start for the Young Ninjas. They've proven to be, you know, a very capable team in this tournament. I think we already knew that, right? Without a doubt, the most experienced roster in the Academy League, despite simultaneously being the youngest. But even then, they've shown their cracks, their gaps, the ways in against them. Navi have found their fair share of victories, that being one, after losing 7 times in a row in previous events. Navi want to prove it's not a fluke, it's not a one and done, they can do it again, and so they're going to try with the Force Spy. Smoke on top of the balcony, my goodness, he's made of fire. Pogolov stalls out the Palace play, but they spam him through it, and out they go.
Yeah, spilling over into this A bomb site, and Monacy is low with the scout. He's trying to find some chip damage on this bomb planter, but they're about to get rushed down in CT, and the MAC-10 of Nilo churns through those 2 CT players. OnCare and Fear, they might just have to save here. OnCare's got a nice little Palace wrap, but it's been spotted. They learn about it, and they're quick to silence him. 2-0 for the Young Ninjas. They get that conversion. And now they've just got a full eco left to be. So this is a nice little easy round. Now might be a perfect time to judge the mood in the Navi Junior camp. And the best way to do that is to hear from the mouths of Navi Junior themselves how they're feeling. Let's listen in.
Остальное звено покрысим, пока в ХТ послушаем. Ну, пешку себе. Взял одну флеш над КТ. Холдим чуть.
Я в N прыгаю.
Стой. Дым старт.
Забей, я не упал. Упал. Флеш-коса была, пацаны. Флеш-коса с ямы была.
За флеш, да?
Дефолт можете подойти сейчас?
Да,
я вам постараюсь КТ флешку дать. Молли КВ опять
Дым КТ.
Я в дефолте. Я заблочил дым КТ.
Подожди.
У меня готово.
Флеш. Флеш. Флеш.
Да, флеш над дефолтом. Бум.
90-й трон.
Я
Тетрис красный.
Пожить.
Смотрю, проход я
Я прям
ебалом на искре.
2 красных.
Жить. Я перед дефолт.
Крона, живи.
Он говорит. Дефолт.
Блядь.
Ничего страшного.
Нахуй он развернулся,
Ничего
пиздец.
страшного.
Какой ебашить? Не беру Экса.
Almost the knife, but not quite. And, you know, even though Navi go into an unwinnable round there, a very unlikely round as they know, they're still common, they're still trying, they're still making the most of it. And so I'd say, Harry, from our little taste test, the vibes are good. Navi are believing.
Yeah. No, I agree, Hugo. What do good vibes taste like in your mind?
Well, firstly, it's, you know, girls talk about the texture. They're chewy, right? And if it's not chewy, if it slips right down, it's not a good vibe.
Yeah.
You got to work for your vibes, Harry. And sometimes that takes teeth. As far as the taste goes, well, you'll know it when you taste it, provided it's chewy.
Is it sweet or savory?
If I have to answer that, then you simply just don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not going to give it away.
But the texture's key. Okay.
Chewy.
Chewiness. Well, OnCare, over here in mid, he's not alone. He's not alone in this. He's not Han Solo. See, that's actually up on short.
Yeah, Han Solo was never actually solo. He had Chewie but with him all the time.
Yeah.
So That doesn't work, Harry.
Aloncare loves this position. He's great at keeping the mid pushes out from here, but the flash, he tries to T-Rex it, mate, by not moving, not firing back. Hands off the keyboard. He hopes that Young Ninjas see based on movement, and they don't.
Okay, Monacy getting close to connector. That's one way to go about it. Bit of shotgun hopping, perhaps, as they walk up. It's going to be that A split. Right now, he's expecting B. That's why he's rotating. Usually top con smoke, you walk up short. Not today. Ollie on short. Monacy now might be able to piece this one together. Turning around. Timing. Looks good. Hits the shot. One more. Monzy's got it. This guy, give him a break, Monacy. 3, almost the 4th, but Rolf is too quick. Obscene for the young sniper. Rolf. Any more? Not today. It's Pogolov to close. Monacy, man.
Yeah, huge round. It's exactly what we needed out of him. Exactly when we needed it as well. Unreal. Great to see he's living up to the hype. Let's grab a replay of that if we can. You know, we had all these openers go the way of the Young Ninjas, but Monacy will make you forget that very, very quickly.
This one. Ooh, and I mean, he was aiming for Rolf as well. He was. Rolf was not on his angle. That could have been everyone dead to the orb. Instead, it's picked back up, and he gets to go again. Running it back, and actually, not for long. Fuzi, we said he needed to step up today in order to shut down the AWP, and so he has, finding that first.
Pogolov trying to make a big play, but unfortunately, just too many men.
Need some less men in here. They're pushing spawn. Flashes go high. T's are right here to meet them. And they reflash in a second later. I love that for Young Ninjas, right? They wait till Navi are committed, and at that point it's free and easy. 2-on-4, and you might even be looking to save here in this position. On Care certainly is.
Yeah, but ZTR's already seen this coming. He knows the save call is going to come through. Yeah. He's up in the apartments and is now wrapping these saving players. Now, I don't think he's going to get to play into it all too much, but he's able to come across to his team that, well, they haven't come B, so maybe Care CT, but no one's going to exit this way. These guns won't get taken out of the round. They will be held for Navi Jr. Still doesn't leave you with a lot, though, right? A two-man save, you're not buying around this. You're not going to have much on the cards outside of the saved guns. So we're hoping that these two M4s can get something done for Navi Jr. in this round.
Still seeing a pretty good T-side out of Nip, though.
All right, let's see. What can these M4s do? Already, Fear taking his into a prime position down here towards lower. And On Care floating in mid with him. Both the rifles here. They will decide to get Fear out of mid while the going is good. That decision might keep this M4 in play a little longer in this round, and Execute getting dished away of Monacy, but he's degged out the first man at ramp.
It's all a fake, by the way. They're running up catwalk. What a lovely little reaction there for the Young Ninjas. They fully fake out the A attack, and then boom, they're up short. But into the Deagles they go, and Cynics has provided another. 2 guns, On Care with 1, and he'll swing and give it to Nilo. Molotov to trap Fear, or that Deagle in. Cynics rather at the car. He pushed out into the orb. Fear does get one off his rifle. Now, Fuzi leaves B. They double back into A. Pogolov never left. He's still here. That should be free, but it's not. ZTR gets the entry, running and gunning, and Monacy only does damage on the cross. Both players low, and the Deagle, a one-shot no matter where you place it. Monacy can't hit it, though. He's still smoked out. Fear's here as well. Kits available. Even a nade, throw that at the back of the site, you might find the AWPer. It's up to Fear, he's holding it right now, out it goes. Too short, too shallow, and time ticking too far gone. We need Navi to go. There's the shot, the Molotov catches Fuzi, and now it's all on ZTR, tucked in. front side of CT. They're already sticking. It's not for him. Looking at the ground, and the round is won by Navi. No! Stolen in the final second. ZTR picks it up with a double and takes a 5-1 lead and the AWP. I thought surely ZTR would not be able to get there in time. But this guy, man, always providing. Harry, I don't care that this is 5-1. This is going to be a sick matchup.
Yeah, it's starting to look that way, isn't it?
Getting so many highlights from both sides. And a sick little clutch out of ZTR there. Look at this, it's not for him. Milliseconds left.
Heartbreaking for Navi Jr. as well, right? Obviously, it was just that round around the hero guns. Now they've got the full investment. You're hoping that can make a difference. That can put up some resistance to the young ninjas. Based on what we've seen out of them so far, they're looking fired up today. They're looking like they're on one. Also, I note a little AC unit hanging out the window in the background there. Smart.
Yeah, it's getting hot. Not just in the server, but outside as well. Not that us gamers would know much about that. Right?
I hate the outside.
Glad I'm not alone.
Look at this. Oh, fast play out of apps. A real change of pace for the ninjas. Rolf runs down Cynics and Fear is dead as well. Already, this would be a save in most situations. Navi Jr., do they want to risk throwing something into this? Honesty's giving it a bit of a look in, but the rest of the gang are already saving, and Navi Jr. are out of there. They let this round slip by. Young Ninjas with nothing more than one flash to pop a B play in. They win the round in a 5-on-3 right away.
Out they go. Scot-free at least in that 3-on-5, but well, the price you have to pay, it's the round, and many of them getting picked up by the young ninjas 6-1, and you're keeping 5 alive in some of these rounds as well. That doesn't do Navi any favors. And this is a great map for Navi as well, right? Which is, you know, all the more exciting as to how well young ninjas are playing.
Yeah, you know, we've definitely seen vulnerabilities for Navi Jr. on this map, right? Who can forget when they debuted versus Big Omen Academy?
I think they were so caught off guard by that game.
Yeah? No, you definitely thought they would be coming into this looking better out of the gate, right?
In their repeat matchup on this map, just yesterday, they won it as well. So, they turned it around. That's one way to get a pick.
Yeah, mate, being real, if I'm young ninjas, I'm just exploiting this B bomb site as much as I can, you know? Like, you've got Fear and Cynics leaning here. I think the presence of Monacy and Doncare both playing over towards A and mid makes that side of the map very, very scary. We do have a bit of a B fake thrown in by Rolf in this round, but it's had limited impact, what with kills still getting picked up over here towards A. It's keeping 2 players on B, which is enough, you know, it's serving its purpose. But it does leave him out of this site take, and if Nilo tries to drop ramp, he's in for a very nasty surprise with 2 players pushed up here. Oh, he's just got off the angle as they've pushed it. CS timing, strike again. Yeah. Nilo, poor guy, he's got his knife out. He just checked this. Oh, Pogolov, that is a free kill. Horrible timing for the young ninjas in this round. There is this late rotate back, but Pogolov's ready on the angle, and just Fuzi left late out of Palace. No bomb, no chance. This is the second round for Navi Jr.
You can try and frag some rotates maybe, but I think he's already thinking about saving so deep. And he's wondering where Navi are. They're not giving him squat. They're both back in middle, looking for his rotate. Not expecting that he's walked through the A site, but I don't think it will come to much result here for Fuzi. It's just going to be an AWP dragged, kicking and screaming into another rifle round here for the young ninjas. Navi, they arm themselves with AKs. They get out with a round. Big one for Pogolov as well.
Yeah, unfortunate for the young ninjas. I think they mustn't let this get to them now, right? Because that was like a round that you lose largely due to just one unfortunate timing going against you. Like Nilo held for the ramp push all round, and physically, the moment he got to a spot where he could no longer see ramp, that's when the push came in. So that round lost to timings, and they always suck because you really feel like you had a chance to do something there if you're young ninjas. Don't let it get in your head. Don't let Navi pick up too much steam on the back of that one round.
Smooth moves from Monacy. You often see players boosted there. He just makes the jump from window up into ladder. First go. And now he's got the AWP peeking down Cat. He knows his timings. They're not out yet. So he just stays on the angle, waiting for a late mid take. Ninjas will be taking mid, but through lower as well. And even they are patient about that, hoping that someone pushes in. It's a heavy under setup, right? This is really cool because we have that same position being used by, I think it's on Care, wide in middle. He did get flashed off last time he was here, but if he does, they've got a nade ready to go out under from Fear. That will dunk these under players. Where is it? The flash is again as good as it was, and the entries are even better. Monacy gets Ferrari peaked, and Sapek is on a tear.
Yeah, gnarly round out of him. That's why we call him the Cringe Lord after all. I really hope he understands. I mean it from a point of admiration.
I think we kill that name before we start ruining his branding. You know, he doesn't want to. You don't want people coming up to you in the street. Yo, man, are you the Cringe Lord?
Yo, wait, is that Sapek, the real Cringe Lord at Counter-Strike? Hang on a moment.
He's good. He's really good.
Oh man, I'm just trying to attach a positive message to the guy.
Yeah, by calling him cringe.
But it's in a good way.
Yeah,
it's 2021. Being cringe is good now,
yeah,
Hugo.
It's all the meta. It's all the rave. Look at ZTR. He's trying to kringle up the Pringles here up in window. He's missing jumps left and right. Oh, Pogolov dead to Sapek. That's his third. And I'm cringing at the idea that he could find a fourth.
Yeah, they're hunting for it. They want to take this AWP out of play. They know the implications it would have for Navi Jr., and so they hunt it down. Now they learn about it, and Nilo gonna lock in the removal of that AWP looking forward. 7-2 for the young ninjas. The buy comes right back in, and they're immediately back up against it on the Navi side of things.
Mate, yeah, like that setup, I mean, I'm sure Nip were ready for it. They gave so much time for Navi to take mid control, and with no one pushing any bomb site, they realized like either Navi are just hiding in A, or they're doing their mid setup. And so that perfect flash comes out, full whites on Care down mid, safe, and then they entry him. Even though Fear drops that nade from Cat that I was talking about, it does like 50 damage to 2 players, and then Sapek wide swings Monacy and takes out the AWP. At that point, you've got 2 kills in mid for free. All it's cost you is a bit of, you know, grenade health, and that's more than worth it. So, yeah, they seem to really know what Navi like to do on this map. They seem to have read in some of these CT setups, and they're finding rounds off the back of that knowledge. 7-2. Monacy, again, with the AWP, has to put it to good use.
And I love the way ZTR calls for this team, man. Like, you know, they just give you such a ferocious round in middle. They have all this util to displace you, and then the next, it's just back to another one of these slow, crawling rounds where you're not given anything like in the last. Fuzi will get dealt with on a peek out of the palace. And so that's actually the 5-on-4 given over to Navi Jr. Smoking Con.
Oh, that's massive.
ZTR pushing up the stairs ahead of it.
Every timing's been missed.
Oh! Yeah, Monacy knows just what they were trying to do. So now you've lost this mid-split on the A-take. Instead, it's all coming down to what these players at Ramp and Palace are able to provide. The flashes do keep the AWP off of this line into the site. Monacy going to give on Care the AWP. It's because he's low on health. So Monacy now a bit more to fight with in this round. Oncare backing them up. Bomb plant for the young ninjas. Flash is now going over, trying to facilitate these peaks. Monacy trades that kill out, keeping the advantage lying with Navi Jr. Spots the player out peeking ramp as well. You don't want to give up a fight to this AWP. Both these players are low, but this entire round was on Rolf. And with that swing there, Oncare's going to lock it in for Navi Jr.
Yeah, very hard round for Nip, right? And it comes off the fact that Navi just don't give them those kills in that 3-on-4. Even though they're heavy set in spawn trading guns, they could have even denied the plant, right? Navi just hold off and they let Nip sweat in the bomb site, trading the AWP. Monacy trades onto Cynic's death onto Sapek, and then Oncare just posts up and waits for the kill to come to him. So nice, patient retake there for Navi. They don't jump the gun, and it's important, right? Because if you start flooding that bomb site in a 4-on-3 before the bomb's gone down, when Nipper still holding and waiting for those kills, that's how you lose that round. That's how you overplay your hand despite being man up. And so Navi don't make that mistake. They just hold off and they win it on the retake. Another full buy. And Monacy in mid with the AWP smoked out a window. Gives Nip that control.
Back onto this mid control again, only this time a lot more onus put around not just taking it, but having a bit more of a direction and a bit more of a fallback plan if things don't go your way. Right, in that last round when you lost the mid players, everything fell apart. You just didn't have the numbers in mid. Well, this time you're very well off with this mid control. 4 players now spilling out of Con. Rolf trades that kill onto Pogolov, but Oncare still keeping this up in the air. Traded after that first kill up the connector. Monacy's back in CT and Cynic swinging the jungle. He can't win that fight. And so now Monacy is the only hope for Navi Jr. They know he's in CT. They know they've got him trapped.
Look at the nades, man. Everyone's throwing flashes. Everyone's blind. And now they're even out of danger, jumping back to safety with an open bomb plant. Hey, they use a flash as well. And now Monacy's trapped. If he wants to leave, he's got to fight through this window.
I love it, though. This is exactly how you have to play against this guy. Like, he's good enough to win around like this. Yeah. If you make one misstep, like, Monzi is quick enough to capitalize on that. The fact that they just play it so safe, they flash 100 times and they just try to play around the bomb, safeguards that this round never gets out of hand, right? You never have to worry about that. Monacy just doesn't have the opportunities he needs to make a clutch happen. And so it's 8 on the board for the young ninjas. They're doing a great job of nullifying Monacy in this game. He's either getting straight up avoided or bested in some of these head-to-heads. And don't get me wrong, I think when you look at the 3 rounds that Navi Jr. have, he's been a key piece of the puzzle in putting them all up. But it's impressive that young ninjas have been able to make someone that's this pliable, this flexible, and this good look like a struggling individual somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. I like the caveat.
Yeah.
No, I feel your point.
Because it's very, very hard to like entirely remove Monacy, but you're lowering the impact from them,
He's
right?
hitting his shots, but if he doesn't have shots to hit, then what can he do?
Yeah.
Right? And Util has been really good, not just flashes, but smokes as well, right? Like, even when he's sitting CT and trying to watch Con, when CTR's like lurking up Con, he's calling for re-smokes at top Con. You know, they're really playing with this info. Monacy going through the smoke, decides to not respect the utility, but the flash will render him useless for a moment. He's got to wait out. Pogolov, that molly doesn't do a thing. They've got to clear it manual mode, and that they do. Checking under his Sapek. Monacy now shooting through smokes, hoping for the best, but no kills coming his way. There's only 2 guns in this round, but they're both on the heavy hitters here of Navi Jr. Oncare rotating in through window as well. Bomb not down yet. It does cross with a flash, and they're very close to Monacy, but he doesn't know.
Of course it's Sapek playing up here, right? Of course it's him walking into the close angle up at jungle and trying to be this thorn in the side of Navi Jr.
Now they can't even clear it.
Yeah, they don't have that jungle control. To go back and clear it, they actually do have to venture into jungle, and they never make that decision. Sapeg with 3, great round out of this guy. Big entries, big closer, and an even bigger scoreline at 9-3. Young Ninjas are in a position where they could just run away with this game. If they 12-3 the half, I see no way back in for Navi Jr. As good as this team has been, where the highs have been really high and the lows have been really low, I think that is a game that's too far gone. Now, Young Ninjas have had problems closing out games from time to time. I think something like a 10-5 would still be more than recoverable for Navi Jr.
Well, I like that we're getting a bit more B focus as well, right? You called earlier, you said you wanted to see more B hits, and hey, this is the round for it. Cynics and Fear looking to lock it down, the flashes, and Nip just jump right through. First kill goes the way of Navi. There's still a refrag from Rolf, but he will be put down by Cynics, who's anchoring pretty well until he's not. 2v2, or sorry, 3v3, as 2 kills come through either way. And Bomb getting planted with a mid lurker still alive. Good utility damage there. They're even blocking him. Pogolov, and he gets... Pogolov blocks on K. Can't escape. And so the nade, the molly, everything. Nice flick out of Monzi. This retake's still happening, apparently.
What?
Of course it is.
Modesty, this is what we're talking about. If you give this guy even one chance, he will always make it count. Just the last left to beat Fuzi. Wins it out in the 1v2. Okay. But it doesn't take much to overplay your hand up against the Navi Junior squad, right? Like, that's something I cannot stress enough. Like, when Young Ninjas need to go passive, well, a lot of the times you got to take it one step further than even that, right? Like, that was one really late peak in a 3-on-2 that almost made that round spiral out of control, right? That wasn't like a crazy audacious peak. It's not like the bomb had just gone down. That round was really feeling like as good as done. But if you give Monacy a way back in, he will try to find it.
But despite all of that, we still have a 10-3 scoreline. And so even more credit must go to the Ninjas for managing to quell this ever so apparent threat. That's the AWP stealing the kill down lower. Cynics gets out of B-Apps. In this round, there is only 1 scout and 4 pistols. And so it should be easy breezy for the Teasies. Still a ladder player. That short guy pushed back on 1 health. Monacy can flip-flop between window and ladder in his choosing. Here they come. Oh, God, he makes a CZ look good. How does he do it? Doubled up. That should not be happening, but okay, cool, reasonable. We'll just move past it as this B attack comes in. Onkez missed the timing on the Apps play. There's 1 man up short. The bulk falling and filtering out of apartment. Cynics. Nice shot, 1 health. Wallbang would do it, and Fuzi provides. Onkez covers the cross, but the bomb's in the sight.
Oh, Pogolov dead in the door. Leaves it all on Onkez. With this Scout CZ combo, he's closed the gap, but they know about him. They look so aware. ZTR just hunts him down.
Not happening.
11-3 on the board and a 12-3 scoreline. The one that I was worried about, Hugo. Well, it's staring us dead in the face. It's staring Navi Jr. dead in the face as well. This is a very impressive... This is a very impressive looking Young Ninjas right now.
Yeah. Wind in their sails, confidence. And then when they're doing things like this, right, in a 2v1, you've got bomb on site and you push the last player, that's when you just know that nothing is going wrong. AWP's back out. Monacy, 13-11, had a good game, hit the shots he's been able to, but not that one. Pushed out of lower, and he's just going to run it out mid, gets there for free. Luckily, he had cover from window. Fear told him that no one was out. So he was given a chance to escape. Where does that lead the Ninjas? Looking for a attack. This is just a fake right now, though. Are they going to run up Cat again? Monacy, he's ready for this play. They've won it once before. Faking out the A site is ETR, and he's going to go through the smoke, sitting inside. As the rest of his team take middle, Monacy will deny the bomb. Rolf, trapped below the smoke. ZTR still fighting for his life in this site, and he's putting up the kills somehow, some way. That's the B player dead. Both CTs sit up in A right now. That bomb is still loose, and Monacy needs to make sure it stays the same. He can't drop that player at boxes, but he does have him trapped.
Yeah, well, the bomb is there. m0NESY knows that no one's escaped capture. No one is out of the woods yet. Sapek is coming on a big lurk in through the B site, and so if he's able to cut down these players playing the bomb, that would be huge. The flash is a good distraction, you might think. m0NESY, the man that might beat him, is the one lurking through B. Sapek will get the drop on m0NESY, and so Onkare needs to make a play, and he's got to make it now. Trapped between these two players. Onkare with the taps, and he wins that 1v2, stuck between a rock and a hard place. He emerges unscathed.
Oh, he's sick, isn't he? But you can see how we've been setting up this story of how much ninjas need to do to quell these threats, right? To keep the pressure on. Like that flank from Sapek, and then he's just playing with his food. He's baiting in the window, trying to force Onkare to fight him, so his teammate can backstab. Onkare, great awareness on what he can get away with, on which fights he needs to take first. Because that was such a mess in mid. Thanks to m0NESY, he drops 2 with the bomb as well. Remember that? I think he got a 3k in the round. Huge impact. And it's the dangerous duo of m0NESY and Onkare really doing everything they can to only just find a 4th. That's the sad situation, Harry. This is still a one-sided game. This is still the Swedes up in pole position. And as much as any game is winnable, if the Young Ninjas show us a CT side anything like that first half, I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, that's the horrible part, right? Like, no one is doubting the individuals on Navi Junior to say, like, they can't win this comeback, right? I think we all know that they have what it takes to deliver even on a game like this, right? Like, you've had m0NESY and Onkare still looking really, really good. It's just been a bit grimy out of the ninjas in terms of the lengths they're willing to go through to nullify these players, right? I think you're going to have a lot harder time in the second half if you're the Young Ninjas, though. So let's head into their team comms as they embark upon this pistol. Let's see how it goes.
En av våra försöker ta sig in i det hörnet, Erik, om de kör B-pop.
Ja, där.
Ja.
Inget utomhus.
Får top länk från T-spawn, eller slope. Flash ut.
Jag kommer ruscha länken.
Minst.
Yep.
Gör det.
Jag backar.
Låt mig fick höger.
Kommer
höger.
du take från CT?
Jag stungel med det.
De tar djungeln. Jag kommer gå upp trapp. Jag går upp trappar.
Jag vill take från CT.
Upp i trapp. In i djungeln.
In i
En
djungeln.
ett fucking i trapp.
Djungel.
En AIS.
Ut med klänk.
Rolf kan hänga med mig.
Jag kommer hoppa in.
Jag kommer
Du vill
sätta.
köra. Gå in.
Nej,
Jag kan
Nej,
inte.
du själv, förlåt.
Jag kommer sätta.
Nice. 4v3. Ni har den här
sätta.
rundan. m0NESY AIS med pit 50. Djungel.
Slås upp. Pallas lite.
Maka bomb.
En
Pallas
djungel.
widear.
En djungel.
Slope. Och djungel.
Jag kan sätta mig på den.
Djungel widear. Djungel. Stint. Det är my bad, jag fuckade upp.
The stick in the smoke won't work out for Nilo, but you can see the Young Ninjas have done their homework. Calls of m0NESY always, and then, well, you can fill in the blank. Swedes, I certainly can't. I pick out the English words out of the comms there. And there were a few.
Yeah, the
not
only
enough.
Swedish I know is swear words.
Yeah.
And even then, they're very obscure swear words.
Yeah.
Like how to say swear word sausage or something like
You
that.
say it and Swedes go to you, yeah, we don't say that.
No, yeah, I say that a lot. And then they always laugh, like, what a weird combination
you
of
that?
words, yeah.
Right, so Navi, a route back in perhaps. They win a pistol round. And now, T-side of Mirage. Very open territory in middle. Force up for the Young Ninjas. They put in
They've
a
gone
good bit.
full B, Hugo.
Yeah.
Full 5-man B stack.
I'm not worried yet.
No, not worried yet.
Not
That's
yet.
fair enough. That's fair enough. But the worryometer or whatever we called it.
Concernometer?
Concernometer. It is, it's tingling. Honestly, don't go into the apartment. Oh my god. Oh, the concernometer's reaching an all-time high. Navi Junior,
I'm
they are walking
concerned.
into the stack. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at how many young ninjas adorn this B bomb site. They call it their own, and they're looking to keep it that way. Push from Navi Junior's coming in. They don't clear plat, so that's a free kill for Fuzi. Sapek gets another. Oh no, it's a slaughter. They're not even out of the apartments. They're trapped in. Monacy with one, but little bits of chip damage getting spread onto these two remaining players, and Navi are out of there. They're running, trying to beat Young Ninjas to this A bomb site. The Young Ninjas starting to peel away from B, trying to stay one step ahead. They do have a player on short to watch for these connector rotations. Monacy cuts down a player, moving through the murder hole, and he's ready for the second as well. He saved the day. The plant's in the open. Rolf denies it. There's no time. Heartbreaking. Monacy couldn't do more.
Oh,
3 out of the 4 kills.
Someone called that to Rolf. Someone went triple, peek, because he was not going to go for it. And last second turns around, gets him off the bomb, and as you say, no time. This time correct. As Monzy was just too far. Doesn't matter what key you plant with there, it's done. What a force! That was a stack on B.
What? I am a little... Why plant there? Out of all the places, I know they're holding murder hole, but they seemed cognizant of the short player. He'd already fought them.
Reverse default would have done it.
Yeah, there are way safer positions you could have led into.
You're just scared of CT. You're scared that he's already beat you over there, right? And there's no other...
Okay, so I agree with you, but Monacy looked so cognizant of a short player, like he was constantly fighting towards short.
I don't know. Maybe he thought he could trade it. You're panicking. Yeah. There's seconds left in that round. You're just taking the plot.
That's a real shame, man. A real shame that that's how it's taken away from Navi Junior. And to think that that might be the deciding outcome in this match. Like, we might look back at that one moment and go, well, if that didn't happen... Yeah.
The only way that doesn't happen, Harry, is if Navi win this round. And hell, they seem to be onto something. 5 on 3. The Galils have been put to good use by Fear and Monacy, and both have found a kill. So hell, we could forget all of the previous round if Navi can right their wrongs. Going back to middle as a group 4 here with a Palace Lurker, you could presume it would end A. And if it does end A, Harry, I got bad news. There's a stack.
Yeah, they don't want this to be the undoing twice in a row, right? This is a 5 on 3. This is your chance to regain some control. Into the Lions' den. Navi Junior, they seem to be able to find the Lions no matter what. This time they brought their guns to the party, though. It's a culling of the Lions.
Simba!
Oh. Man, all right. Navi Junior, they didn't take kindly to how that last round was stolen away. That much is clear. They force by back up, and they remedy that lost round to time. 6-12, a force buy back in for the Young Ninjas. However, you know, when Navi Junior were in this same situation and they were force buying, they had a much prettier looking force. They had a little bit attached to it, right? Some Galils, bit of utility. Here for the Young Ninjas, mate, there's really none of that. You've got a scout and then Deegs and armor on everyone else.
Tense game though. One where you can't get comfortable. Your legs are shaking under the table a little bit. Nerves for the Ninjas, maybe. We'll see. In this round, pressure's off, right? You're not expected to win it, nor the follow-up, but we've already seen them slip forces through, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Deagle's out. And the stacks so far have all been well read. Nothing crazy in this round. Standard positions. 3 on A for the CT side. And Navi taking some mid control. Defaulting with 1 per bomb site, holding for those pushes. And no one making that mistake yet.
Are they going to be ready for ZTR? Yes, on Care checks for it. And now this B play starting to come together. 50 seconds. Navi Jr. have got to go back to top mid, but you can see Pogolov is already doing that. He's going to move into the apartments, join the rest of his team. On Care boosted for this B pick. Can't see anything yet. However, Fuzi has now been spotted back at bench. Whittled down. He does take one out with the USP. Fuzi's done his job. That was all he needed to get. And so even though he spammed out, we got all we needed to out of him. Monacy gonna take matters into his own hands, and with a quick double, Young Ninjas are in trouble. Sapek left saving. Navi Jr. up on a 7. Now just 5 rounds between them and the Young Ninjas, with an eco round looming in the next as well to make matters worse. This scoreline is about to get even tighter.
Yeah, Navi have no reason to stop believing, right? This comeback on the T side is more than attainable. Another eco to follow us for the Swedes. It's going to put Navi just that one step closer.
Yeah, another one of these slow rounds for Navi. They know they're only up against the vanilla pistols. There's not much to throw problems their way. And so just taking this safe and measured is definitely the way to go. Now, a lot of room's been taken over towards this A bomb site by the Young Ninjas. They've got a double palace push. Right now, it's not really looking like an A play, and I think we're going to see Young Ninjas gamble around that info, right? You see them moving a third player over towards this B site. ZTR even leaning towards CT, might embark on a rotation as well. And so, yeah, they're going to gamble stack based on that early info that Palace was completely empty. Nothing was heard outside of this A bomb site. Navi Jr., they are walking into this B stack, but it's only USPs and these, you know, this one deagle on Sapek to really play into the round at all. Sapek's already dead. Nilo burns out in the molly. This is a nice clean round for Navi Jr. They walk into the stack, but they get out with 4 surviving. All right, 4 rounds between Navi and the Young Ninjas. A reinvestment finally going to come through for the Young Ninjas. They've got the AWP on Fuzi. They've got rifles on everyone else. This is the time to try and stop Navi from snowballing this second half out of control.
Yeah, answer the call before you need help, before you're in panic mode. Right now, Nip aren't feeling the pressure, but that could very quickly change. So, AWP battle is here. Monacy's holding off the top and middle. The same default again for Navi Jr., except they're just not taking mid in the early round, waiting for Fear to come out under. He's got some corners to clear himself. Still sniping down mid is Fuzi, yet to see anything. Gotta stay on this angle forever, it feels like. But it's a very hard spot to flash at the same time, so actually finally leaves position. Rotates out to CT. Reinforcing the B bomb site. It's a read, but Navi have yet to even make up their mind, it seems, where this one will be ending. They're still taking middle. Up Cats. Monacy's orbs work, surrounded by rifles, doubling up as bodyguards. And so with all this real estate, with Fuzi's orbs still at B, Nip do manage a AAA hold. And Navi just waiting for this orb to get a kill.
Yeah, finally that realization that, all right, boys, 30 seconds, we're not going to get given anything, we got to make the move. They'll start to tiptoe their way up through short and into this B site. It's Fuzi with the opener. That's the AWP chiming in with the first. It follows up with a little bit more. This is where m0NESY needs to come into his own and try to rein this AWP in a little bit. The rotations are already here, and Fuzi wins another fight. It's left to Pogolov. He's fully wrapped. He's shut down. Great AWPing from Fuzi. When it matters a hell of a lot, he gets 3. You know, like a real difference in what the AWP's got to experience that round. Young Ninjas, once again, are doing this great job of just not giving the gunfights to m0NESY that he's so desperately looking for. And Fuzi, meanwhile, he was just patiently waiting in B. Well, he's rewarded for that patience. He catches 3 in this site hold. It really makes all the difference between whether or not that's a Ninjas round or a Navi round. It ends up being the former. At 13-8, the reinvestment is in, but the money is not infinite for Navi Jr. They've all in this buy round. Maybe they can cobble something together in the next, but it's not going to be pretty. So there's quite a lot riding on this now for Navi Jr.
Yeah, CTR looks like he wants to go up. Flash to the top of middle. Teaser blinded. CTR doesn't commit, though. He actually leaves. Could have been the bomb dropped. But Oncare lives to tell the tale. Re-smoking window, and Navi do want to take mid out of the Young Ninja's hands in the mid round. Or jumping out window, back to the connector, and now m0NESY's on his angle. Fuzi can't afford to re-peek. It would mean death. And there it is. m0NESY delivers justly. 5-on-4. And you know there's someone on Cat. But you find out the hard way. Good shot for Sapek.
Yeah, m0NESY's waiting for this trade. Sapek boosted over, but m0NESY, oh, unreal! That's so fast. The smoke hasn't even faded.
Couldn't see him.
Oh, that's disgusting. And like, they're the shots that m0NESY is just otherworldly when it comes to hitting. He does that all the time, by the way.
It's normal, yeah.
Another kill for m0NESY's AWP. He has opened up this round single-handedly. Oh, even 180s! ZTR, he had the lineup. m0NESY's now on for the ace. This round coming off the back of just one guy, just m0NESY.
Nilo's catching a quick drink. This round's done.
And like, this is why, you know, some people, I think, you know, maybe think we talk about m0NESY too much.
Idiots think that we talk about m0NESY too much. I say we don't talk about him enough.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Because look at him, right? Like, the next nearest guy on his team has 14 kills, and that's Oncare. Oncare is someone who we talk about as, like, one of these big upcoming rifler players, right? But compare him to m0NESY right now. m0NESY is double the kills, almost double the next nearest in the entire server, who's Sapek on 16.
The only reason this game is still going is the guy you see on camera right now, or you did see him, and then he disappeared out like a light. 4 kills in that round. Let's see some flicks from m0NESY. There's one. Sheesh. Don't forget the cat flick. He gets a B entry, and he even finds one more. What? Ha! How? Don't know how he does it. But it is also consistent, and that's probably the best part. He's going to be boosted for a ramp peak, but no one crossing. There's only one gun in this round. It's on Nilo. And there's m0NESY doing it again.
Yeah, another opening kill from this AWP. It's doing it for Navi Jr. It's making us believe in this comeback. Ninjas aggressing into top middle. Oncare has been holding this all round, but he's dinked on that first peak. The bomb doesn't want to get dropped over. Sophia's just got to give this up. Now, m0NESY is here from ramp, trying to reel in that top mid control a bit, and him and Fia will. They deal with the top mid crunch, leaving it all on Fuzi, alone in the B site. Cynic should just have this locked in, and he will. 10 on the board for Navi Jr. Now, that difference between these squads, they've stopped it growing. They're shrinking it down again. 3 between them and the Young Ninjas. A m0NESY that's looking scarier with each passing round, who's 30-something, 31 kills deep now, I think? Unreal. All right, too much credit. 30 kills deep.
Yeah,
Still.
stop talking about the guy. He's not doing anything anyway.
uh,
Right, here we go. Yeah, the pressure really is on. Some rifle rounds now flowing for the Navi side. And they're believing more than ever as they hit double digits. Back to middle, and this time they take it quick. Lots of these rounds has been, late to the middle area. Odyssey heads right in. Flashed out, forces the shot. So Nip know that this AWP's in mid. Push down round, couple of holding, and he's seen them, but the jiggle somehow lets him down. Dink on one of the little half peaks he goes for.
Mate, in terms of like how the games work, for Navi Junior, it is just always so weird in that it kind of feels like, you're reliant on guys like Modesty and OnCare for the bulk of the heavy lifting. It's like the rest of the henchmen, yeah, they'll win your rounds, they'll hold their own, but when you need a hero, when you need a round to get saved, you know who to look towards.
Oh yeah. And well, we need a round saved, Harry. 4v5. Pogolov dead on ramp. A lot of your info gone. Someone in mid has to run back for that bomb, for crying out loud. So, yeah, you're running out of time. You're running out of options. And you're about to make your mid hold weaker. Bomb getting retrieved back by Cynics. He's going to join them in mid. 40 seconds. Leaning B are the young ninjas.
Yeah, smoke over towards the A site though, and Fear tries to get in on the back of it, jumps into ZTR, the kill goes untraded. Odyssey Head has to be in this round. Instead, he's dead to Sapek, and any chance of winning this should be out the window. Yeah, it's one nice bullet from Cynics, but he needed 5. 14 on the board for the young ninjas. Finally, they put a stop to the streak that Navi embarked upon. 5 out of the last 7 rounds going Navi's way. Young Ninjas still keeping that lead belonging to them. And that's, as long as they've still got some rounds to play with to their advantage, they're not entirely worried yet, right? It's still the case where, yeah, Odyssey might be looking terrifying. Yeah. But it doesn't matter if we only need to win 2 rounds. If we only need to get rid of that guy twice, and maybe we can do that on the young ninjas side.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it 14 times, so it should be easy by comparison, but yeah, you never know. They weren't hesitant to re-peek him off Cat there. Take that round, take that kill, dinked him, double dipped.
Yeah, I like that, right? They're very situational when they fight Monacy. It's like early round, no one's peeking anything, but once it gets into like the final 20 seconds or so, if anything, giving him room in those situations is where the problems occur, right?
He's the guy who's going to, if there's 20 seconds, he's going to save the planter or something. You want to make sure while he's thinking about the objective, you're on top of it.
Yeah, and so it's like that's when everyone's trying to fight him. And so much of this young ninja's game plan feels like it's coming down to just come on, Fuzi. Oh, there it is.
OnCare,
so unlucky. Through the mid-smoke on the second time around, he's removed. Fear will trade one of these kills out. Odyssey brought down to 7 points of health, and ZTR looking clean on this A-hold. Will get traded by Fear. We don't have OnCare alive. We've got Odyssey very, very low, and Sophia's got a lot of this round on his shoulders now. Odyssey will remove 1 on this rotation with the bomb, trying to give the illusion he's taken it to B, but Young Ninjas double down on this A-hole. They keep both players here for now. Will they stick to their guns? I don't think they will, right? If you've just seen Monacy going through T-Spawn with the bomb, knowing he's low, you're anticipating he's looking for a plant. So they've split the defense. This is how you give Monacy a chance.
Yeah, but luckily Fuzi's now looking over the stairs. It's better than holding connector. If he scopes, Monacy's going to move in. But he still hasn't made any noise. Checking everything, timing. Odyssey pulling nades. I could give it all up right now. He's dropping everything he's got. Plant coming in. He thinks he's safe. Fuzi can deny it. And Fuzi won't deny it. He thinks it's a fake. Still, Odyssey doesn't know. And Fuzi, stab in the back. It's a round for the Young Ninjas. I like how he holds his shot there as well, making sure there are no room for error. And so 15 rounds on the back of the Ninjas. 1 to go. You've got to give it to Navi for holding on so much in this game.
Yeah,
this was 4-11.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to even make this feel competitive, right, where we were even in a realm considering a comeback is wild after that first half.
Because not only is it 4-11, but then, yeah, sure, Navi, they get a pistol, and you're like, oh, well, that's fine. Well, they got reset right after the pistol, and then they won the Force Spy Wars. Like, they've had everything against them this game, and they've still held on. Obviously, the Ninjas, better team right now. Everyone stepping up. More a one-man army, it feels like, for Navi. And they're going to try and pump and dump on A.
Yeah, let's go to the Young Ninjas team speak then. This round might be a little chaotic, so let's listen in.
Yes, Antti.
Jag mollar default nu.
Jag vill där.
Flash.
Jag flashar bakom oss några gånger.
Han är kvar ups alltså, han är kvar ups.
Ja, vi kör banken på flasher 100%.
Japp.
Ett minut kvar.
Jag konstant du. Mid är fortfarande clear.
Ska du bussa då?
Jag smoke.
Tänk han.
Nice.
Ska du bussa mig, Rolf? Här.
Jag kan flasha framför er boys.
Vänta,
Ja,
vi kommer
jag kommer
bussa.
smoka slå upp.
Flashning. Flash jungle.
Flasha.
Chilla lite.
Jag flashar nu.
Flash, Erik.
Jag flashade där.
Vi kör lite boys.
Jag håller Roysen.
Okej, vi kollar in. Han borde vara shadow, ännu shadow.
Jag smakar bomb. Shadow dog.
Två flöp.
Nice. Jag håller Roysen. Jag håller Roysen. Det är tyvärr lugnt boys.
Min slope. Min smoke så är fan kul.
Yes, so the Young Ninjas lean into an A retake setup that round, and it all gets a little bit weird. When they get the opener, you're feeling good for them, but with the post plant so entrenched for Navi Jr., with time so low, there wasn't really much Young Ninjas could do. It's a little bit awkward as well, I think, right? I think actually it's hurt Young Ninjas that the start of that retake was so successful. It spurred them on to go for it, and in doing so they throw away 4 of the 5 guns in a round that, you know, was left to the wayside. Now they're coming in with a partial investment around this AWP, and Fuzi, what a time to win this fight. Cynics is now leaving the apartments to go get the bomb. Sapek has got this control, and there's an AWP right behind them. They could have had it. No one's gone back to look for it.
What?
They're
That's
fast
weird.
flanking the bomb. I hope someone gets it, because that is a big ticket item.
They're not getting it. They're just so focused on the round. They know this eco is within reach, with Fuzi taking down the heavy hitter, with the read coming your way. You've got the info. Fuzi's holding the cross. When that con smoke runs out, he is going to have open season in this A site. Planting is going to be wishful thinking for Navi. Resmoke, though.
Yeah, the resmoke is big. There is Sapek about to come through it. He's playing in that con smoke, and now he's walking up onto OnCare. Can't quite get out of there, but still it's throwing enough chaos in for the rest of the Ninjas to start to emerge. Oh my goodness, Pogolov and Fear are left in the 2-on-2, and they've got to see this through to the end. They still don't know about ZTR lurking in through Palace either. So Pogolov, he thinks he's safe while he's putting in the numbers. You couldn't be further from the truth. Young Ninjas pick it up. And there it is, an eco round to get it over the line.
No up needed.
1 AWP on Fuzi. That was the extent of that round there, and that is how it comes crumbling down for Navi Jr. Commiserations to Monacy and co, man. They gave it all they could to make that comeback happen. But unfortunately, I think when you look pound for pound, who was the better team, not the better individual. Ooh, individual.
It's not Monacy, it's Young
It's
Ninjas.
the Young Ninjas. Yeah, man.
That was a banging game, though. That was that provided everything we want. I think all that's really going to finish off my day.
It's like a really muscly host guy
that would
grabbing me by the throat and instilling me with knowledge. Can we get that?
James?